What if I told you the scariest thing about this room wasn't the devil that haunted it, but the secrets that summoned him? Stay with me, because this isn't just a ghost story. It's about guilt, grief, and a love so twisted it could wake the devil himself. If you love real horror, the kind that stays with you after the lights go out, make sure to like the video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on the bell. Because stories like this, they aren't just told. They're confessed. Devil's Bedroom. Chapter 1. The Return. When Sarah Morgan stepped into her childhood home after 15 years, the air thickened with memory. It was quiet. Too quiet for a house that once held screaming fights, slammed doors, and the sound of her mother's sobs. Her suitcase dragged against the wood floor of the hallway. The same floor she had run across as a little girl when she hid from the man her mother married. Now she was 28, with grief in her chest and her mother in a grave. The house was hers. And so was the bedroom at the end of the hall. Her old room. The devil's bedroom. That's what her younger brother Danny used to call it before he vanished. At the time, people thought he ran away. Sarah never believed that. Not for a second. Neither did their mother. But after years of sleepless nights and whiskey-soaked prayers, she gave up. But Sarah didn't. Not really. And as she stood at the threshold of that locked door, Danny's room, she realized it was time to open it. Chapter 2. The Locked Room. The key was in her mother's jewelry box. It was wrapped in black ribbon, tied with a note. Never open this. Let him sleep. But Sarah had to open it. She needed answers. Closure. Forgiveness. The door creaked open, and the room was frozen in time. The same race car bed. The Avengers poster. Even Danny's favorite hoodie hung on the doorknob, dust-covered but untouched. But it wasn't the room itself that chilled her. It was the mirror. A tall, freestanding antique mirror that didn't belong to Danny, or to the house. She didn't remember it ever being there. And it was cracked. Right down the center. She looked into it, and for just a second, she saw someone standing behind her. But when she turned around, there was no one. That night, the nightmares began. Chapter 3. The Whisperer. Sarah dreamed of Danny, standing at the foot of her bed. His lips moved, but no sound came. The next night, she heard whispering, coming from his room. She got up, trembling, tiptoed to the door. The mirror was fogged from the inside. And then came the voice, faint but sharp, like a shard of glass dragged across skin. He's not gone. He's waiting. Sarah fell backward, heart pounding. She called Father Joseph, the priest who'd comforted their mother years ago during Danny's disappearance. He came the next day, inspected the room, the mirror. He touched the frame and jerked back in pain, his fingers blistering instantly. "This is not a mirror," he whispered. "It's a door." Chapter 4. What really happened? As Father Joseph performed blessings, Sarah began to uncover the truth buried beneath guilt and silence. Her mother's old journals. Letters never sent. It turned out, Danny wasn't Sarah's full brother. He was her mother's child from a previous relationship. A man who practiced dark rituals, a cultist obsessed with immortality. Her mother had escaped him, but he'd followed. And before he vanished forever, he left a curse behind, hidden in that mirror. A soul for a soul, the spell said. To protect Sarah, her mother had offered Danny. She had regretted it every day of her life. And the mirror? It was not just a portal, but a prison. Danny's prison. Chapter 5. The Bargain. Sarah wanted to free her brother, even if it meant risking her own soul. Father Joseph begged her not to, but Sarah had already made her choice. That night, she entered the mirror. The world inside was darkness and ash. Twisted versions of memories lined the hallways. Her mother crying, Danny screaming, their stepfather's laughter echoing. At the center was a room. And in it, Danny. He hadn't aged. But his eyes were hollow. He didn't recognize her at first. But when he did, he collapsed into her arms. He told her the truth. The curse was never supposed to take him. It was meant for her. He stepped in to save her. The only way he could. Chapter 6. The Devil's Choice. A shadow filled the room. The devil himself. Not horns and fire, but something worse. A tall, elegant figure with Sarah's stepfather's voice, wearing a face made of shifting ash. One soul must stay, he said. Yours or his. Danny began to cry. Sarah stood tall. For the first time in her life, she wasn't afraid. I'll stay, she said. The devil smiled. But Danny screamed, no, and pulled her back through the mirror at the last second. Chapter 7, The Breaking. The mirror shattered. Glass everywhere. Danny was on the floor. Alive. And 15 years older. The curse had broken. The devil defeated. But the house? It began to collapse. The walls groaned. The floor split. Sarah and Danny ran, barely escaping before the house caved in on itself. Everything was gone. But they were together. Chapter 8. A New Beginning. Months later, Sarah and Danny moved far from town. They started over. They went to therapy, built a quiet life. And sometimes, on rainy nights, they'd light a candle and sit in silence. Not out of fear, but in memory. In love. Sarah still sees that mirror sometimes in her dreams. But the voice inside is no longer the devil's. It's Danny's. Telling her, you saved me. Some bedrooms hold dreams. Others hold demons. But sometimes what we fear most isn't the monster. It's the memory. The guilt. The things left unsaid. Sarah's story reminds us that love can survive even the darkest magic. And healing? It doesn't come when you forget. It comes when you finally face the room you've been avoiding. Backhand index pointing right if this story moved you, chilled you, or kept your eyes locked on the screen. Hit that like button, subscribe for more true feeling horror, and share this video with someone who still believes in second chances, even after hell itself.